Do you play Valorant or CSGO or such? Maybe you're just a high FPS addict and a content creator at the same time. Do you draw furry stuff to feed your Genshin addiction? Well, do I have the monitor for you? The AOC 24G2SP or SPAE is a $150 to $200 IPS 165Hz 125% sRGB 1080p monitor. To explain what the hell all of that meant, I'll start with the price. And the price of this monitor is simply unbeatable. For now, it's an IPS panel, which means that the colors are beautiful and vivid without being, fake TV vivid. You can use the sRGB color mode so you can get the most accurate colors. I use my own admittedly outdated equipment, and it is as advertised. The color space is quite wide at this price range, and you can easily see the difference in the range of colors between the AOC 24G2SP and a cheaper AOC 24B1W1. The color accuracy out of the box is impressive, but I would still borrow a monitor color calibrating tool if it's possible for you. If you can't see much of a difference between the two monitors, then I recommend you stop using your old desktop monitor and use a more modern smartphone with a better quality AMOLED display or such. And same as screens of higher end phones, monitors are getting higher and higher refresh rates. The 165Hz refresh rate is not insane, but it is so much better than the old boring 60Hz, especially if you play any esports titles or games in general. Hell, even if you use the computer at all. If your PC cannot produce enough frames, the monitor has GSync, which doesn't sync your orgasms, but it lowers the frame rate of the monitor to only show each frame once instead of repeating frames. The motion on this monitor also has less ghosting compared to even more expensive monitors, such as the Samsung G4B. It simply makes you a better gamer. The big draw to this monitor is it being 1080p. A lot of people will dismiss it immediately due to this resolution, but I cannot do that in good conscience. 9 out of the top 12 graphics cards according to the Steam hardware survey are best suited for 1080p gaming. The most common resolution for PC monitors is 1920 by 1080, and the most common multi-monitor setup is two 1080p screens. I personally use this setup. Do you think 1080p is enough these days? You can answer that in the comment section below. When it comes to brightness, however, you can see where the savings went. Brightness uniformity is not the best. There is up to 12% brightness change in the corners, but I can testify that it's not that noticeable in person after a couple of minutes of use. Some of you might not even notice at all. Overall, the brightness is good enough if you don't intend to use it in a room with windows for walls at noon in the middle of the Sahara or something like that. I tested just under 400 nits, even though the manufacturer says it's 300 nits. I respect that. Under promise, over deliver. As for features, it has a 3.5mm headphone jack that has almost no noise, same as most AOC monitors. There's speakers that honestly suck. But what do you expect at this price? I would recommend getting some audio setup from Creative if your budget's really low. They sound better than Logitech speakers on the budget side. The monitor also has a 100x100 Visa mount if you want to use your own monitor stand. However, the original monitor stand is actually pretty good, with a place to route your cables through. Speaking of cables, for the love of everything, use the DisplayPort cable, not the HDMI one. Otherwise, you will be locked at 144Hz. Also remember to go to display settings, advanced display settings, and check if you actually enabled the higher refresh rate. This monitor is what I personally use to make my videos, and was a very careful purchase after trying other monitors and personally being someone that enjoys playing games on the same PC that I use for content creation. If it is good enough for me to edit and color B-raw footage, then it's definitely good enough for you to edit your cringe Valorant highlights. May there be mercy on your soul. That's it for now. Hope it was informative and fun, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below if you have anything to share.